50 acres on Pennsylvania Avenue shortly before that time. The 50 acres was divided up so the rest of the family could join in here in the farming town of Franklin Township. In the early 1950s, the first easement of 100-foot Atlantic City Electric was constructed with the 68,000 volt power line. They would be the smaller, beautiful brown rusty poles you see today. In the mid-1970s, the second line came through, which made the Atlantic City Electric easement 200 foot wide, and my father was compensated with approximately $1,600 so that the new power line of 250,000 volts could be constructed on that location. He didn't have a choice in the matter. As a young child, I watched Atlantic City Electric build the new 250 volt power lines on our properties. Now, I don't know if I will get in trouble for saying this, but to my fellow neighbors, I feel you need to know some facts here, and some truths. After the construction of the first towers, I did climb the power lines with my brothers and my friends, as they were a place that we knew we were not allowed to be.
You too?
Yes. Many times. Now I can't find my line. I'm trying to so they can hear. We used to take fluorescent light bulbs up with us to the new metal giants to see who could get theirs to light first. I never won the race, thank God. If you take a fluorescent light bulb near the transmission lines, they will light up almost as well as having it plugged into the light fixture itself. I should also note that there wasn't, and there still aren't, any warning signs on the metal towers stating the dangers of climbing them. When I think about climbing the towers now, I can't believe one of us didn't fall or die from these metal giants. I've sat within 15 feet of the 250 volt transmission lines and have come to the understanding over years that the electric could jump and possibly hit you within that distance. I can also personally tell you that you can see Philadelphia and Atlantic City from the top of the 250 volt tower at nighttime. Both cities are very clear, by the way. I can also assure you that no sign or wall could or will stop a young person from going into an area that they do not belong.
Right.
I know from personal experience that you cannot stop these kids doing something they shouldn't be doing. I've done it myself, and I'm sure you have too. Approximately 3 years ago, Atlantic City Electric came through my property to trim some trees on their easement. They topped every tree down to about 20 foot tall and left me with 250 yellow pine poles, with no pine needles left on the trees to grow. Several months after that, Atlantic City Electric came back and said they had to clear cut the right of way. Every time the power line discharges electricity outside of the transmission line, they, Atlantic City Electric, would be fined $1 million by the government. Nick Salvatore from Atlantic City Electric can tell you, I tried to fight the removal of these trees unsuccessfully. Very shortly after the removal of these trees, I had a pine beetle infestation around my entire home. I deeply believe the cause of the infestation was directly caused from the clearing of over a quarter acre of the yellow pines in my front yard. I spent over $12,000 and several months of work to have the infested, dead trees cut down and removed. I have before and after pictures if you would like to see them. On a daily basis, I somehow find myself monitoring my Atlantic City Electric easement, in which I pay their property tax every year. I essentially pay the property taxes for Atlantic City Electric on 2 acres out of my 19.23 acres of land every year to the township of Franklinville, in which not including maintenance costs to maintain the Atlantic City Electric easement. I am also unable to build any structure on those 2 acres of land. I have to maintain and patrol their easement on my property every single day. This is to satisfy the township land maintenance codes and to keep from being sued. If you have never owned property with an easement with 318,000 volts of electricity running through it, I would like to tell you it's not an easy job. My house has been shot with paintballs. I have hunters trespassing. I have four-wheelers. I have curious children trying to climb the towers, folks on horses, fires, drug runners, and an occasional stolen car are just a few of the things that I've had to deal with over the last 47 years.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
Will this substation hinder that at all, the driving of quads and the trespassing issues? Because of the wall up there?
I don't know, because they're going to take the quads wherever they want anyway. They always have. The police bought motorcycles to chase them down, and if they use them in the break.
I was just wondering if having a structure there or having some type of, even though there's not an office.
No, so they'll go around.
Structure there with.
I got 20 acres, I can't fence the whole thing in, but what is fenced, they go around. You're not stopping the kids on the four-wheelers. I've been there 47 years, you're not stopping. Horses, I don't mind. I let the people on horses go through. Four-wheelers, no. This is to satisfy the township land maintenance codes and to keep from being sued as a climate of towers, and I got phone up, please. Drug runners, occasional stolen car, and just a few things that I have to deal with due to the fact that I have an Atlantic City Electric easement on my property. This is just not a full-time job anymore. It has become more of a lifestyle that I can't escape. If you allow construction of a substation in any residential area in Franklin Township, it will surely increase the dangers of an already dangerous location to become a deadly location. I am very happy to be standing here today to tell you Atlantic City Electric does not care about any of us in Franklinville. They are in the business of making money and lots of it. Don't pay your electric bill and see how long your lights stay on. They, Atlantic City Electric, can easily afford to get into a small aircraft over in Cross Keys Airport for about $120 and fly around Franklin Township until they find a commercially zoned location within the township to build their new substation.
There you go.
This is a matter of Atlantic City saving a few dollars and nothing more. Please just vote no tonight so I can go home and monitor my property and their easement. As a good old Franklinville boy, I would say to Atlantic City Electric, sorry guys, start looking somewhere else. There are too many homes, too many children at this location on Proposed Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue. Amen. Atlantic City Electric, you do have the capital and resources to relocate the substation. We the residents do not have that option. We the residents of Franklin Township are already paying enough as it is. There should be no need for any further meetings on this matter. Please. This is a very simple, common sense vote. Please vote no tonight. Thank you.
Run for mayor?
There you go.
Don't forget to vote.
No, meeting adjourned.
We're voting on, basically, the variance.
Voting on the site plan and the variance. I would prefer, if we could, to hold that to the conclusion. Thank you.
My name is Thomas Sweeney. I have testified at the last two meetings. Since it was brought up, there is new information. The fire that occurred in Edison started at approximately 4 p.m. and they didn't have it under control or out until 10:30 p.m. The flames shot 40 to 50 feet into the air, could be seen for 10 miles, stopped traffic on major highways for several hours. 9,500 to 10,000 customers were out of power during that time. They used foam to put out the fire, not water. They called it a non-toxic foam. That's all the information I have on the substation fire. These 4,000 customers that they're talking about, where do they live? They don't live on Proposed Avenue. I mean, our street, the houses, there's been no new construction. They're to the north. They're to the south. Behind Gaetano's, they're talking about, hasn't started yet, but they're talking about putting a development in there. And that's why I brought up the point to possibly move the substation to Dutch Mill Road. It's open. There's only 3 or 4 houses that would be affected, not 75. The cost of the project, I'm an accountant. Capital projects are capitalized, they're depreciated over the life of the project. So they're not losing money there. They mentioned at the last meeting that they'd be losing $200,000 a year. They'll pass that on to the consumers. They just applied for a 50-cent per kilowatt hour increase from the Board of Public Utilities, and this project hasn't even started. They still haven't answered the question on the number of poles that they'd be changing out. Are they replacing all the poles along Proposed Avenue with new ones? Because I've seen the more powerful poles that they put up near these substations. So are they replacing all the poles along Proposed Avenue? And Proposed Avenue is a dead-end street. I would think it would be more feasible for them to either put it north or on Dutch Mill Road, where it can run out to Tuckahoe Road and can run straight through Delsey Drive. Thank you.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Robert Tartaglia, 54 Damascus Road. You didn't testify last time?
No, I haven't been there yet, so I've been.